Last night, obviously, the official announcement that Timo is now a member of this team. You're friends with him. You've played together internationally. How exciting for you on a personal level is it to now have him as part of this team?
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, I knew him for a couple of years. He's a great player. I think he's a good or a great additional to our group, and we're excited to have him. It's even more exciting that he's from my same home country, and I think he's going to be huge for us, and we're excited to have him.
How well do you know him on a personal level?
I mean, he's only a year older, so we played national team from like U16 together, and sometimes in summer we skate together. I know him really well. I'm happy to have him here.
How dynamic is he, and what can he really bring to this team that maybe hasn't been here this year? Because he is that power forward.
Yeah, he's a big body, and he can score from anywhere. That's kind of his thing. In any team he was always, scoring from weird angles. Always, he has that thing to just put the puck in the net, and I think it's good to have, as I said, he's a big body. He can play the body as well. I think that's maybe what we're a little bit missing. So now we have it, and I'm pretty pumped.
Did you speak to him yesterday?
I texted him a little bit. I told him if he needs anything, don't hesitate to reach out, and just ask me.
And I have to wonder, what do you think the news is like back home? I'm sure it's exciting that you're all here, but maybe like a blow to the international team for World Championships, depending on where things go.
Kinda, but I think it was pretty big news back home. It was very in the newspaper last night, you don't see that very often. That we have now 4 Swiss guys in one team. I think that's pretty rare, and I think it's pretty cool to me.
Could you ever have imagined that, being on an NHL team with 4 guys from home?
Not at all. I mean, I was very excited just to be with Nico. Just 2 Swiss guys, and now we're 4. So it's even better, and I'm pretty excited.
You gonna lobby Fitzy to get more Thai guys in there?
I don't know if there's any out there, but if why not?
What's Timo like as a person? Maybe even as a teammate? Obviously.
He's a good guy. He's pretty calm, chill. I mean, we get along together, and I think he fits in. He will fit in perfectly in here, and can't wait to see him actually.
Is it kind of weird when you're hearing these rumors going around that he could join the team, and then it finally happens? I mean, there had to be some excitement when you're just hearing the name.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, it was a rumor almost all year long. I saw him at the All-Star break as well. It wasn't we didn't plan it, but he was at the same place. So we talked a little bit. Told him a little bit about New Jersey, and now it happened, and it's pretty cool.
Where'd you go for All-Star break? Where'd you run into him?
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which city?
Tulum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like it's something that's going to be really good for us, the way he plays. Like I already said, he's not afraid to use his body. Obviously, he's a great player, he can score goals. He's a really competitor, so that's all these things we can use, and he's going to be a big piece from the puzzle where we want to get to.
Nico, obviously, sorry I missed the beginning here talking to Siegs, obviously going around the room, but what was that like for you when the trade finally happened and knowing?
Obviously, like you see all the rumors and everything, and when it's finally done deal, then you know for sure. So obviously you were talking before a little bit, but now it's official. So definitely exciting news. Obviously had him on the phone already, and I'm just excited to have him here and help us out here.
What are the things that you remember playing at an international level? You guys have connected very well playing internationally, that you think was missing from what you guys do here, or that can really benefit you guys?
Say that again?
So from when you've played with him internationally, is there something in his game that you're just excited to see here that maybe you guys haven't had in the soccer room for a little bit?
Yeah, no, I mean he brings a lot to the team. I said, like, he's such a big big boy. Like he can use his body. Like he's not afraid to get in those areas where it hurts. He's scoring really nice goals. He's scoring like the dirty goals where like players have to get into, and like he's just doing that. So he's definitely going to help us a lot.
Could you have ever imagined when you were drafted in 2017 that 6 years later you'd be on an NHL team with, right now, 4 of you?
No, not at all, no.
And what do you think this means, not only for your country, but could they maybe be a little bit apprehensive of the international team? If you guys go far in the playoffs, that international team might take a hit at the Worlds.
Yeah, and then it is what it is. Our focus is here, and we're obviously, our season's not done yet, so we're for sure focused first, whatever happens here, and the national team comes after.
We know. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we know what Timo is, or what he is like as a player. What can you tell us about him as a person?
He's a really nice guy. Like I first time I met him was under 20 World Championship in Helsinki. He's obviously a guy you can talk to. He's, like I said, he wants to win. He's a super competitor, and that's good for us because we want to have guys here that want to win, and obviously not afraid to have a laugher with him as well.
So what message does it send to the locker room when Tom Fitzgerald goes out and gets a guy like Timo Meier, a 30-goal scorer, one of the best power forwards in the league?
That we're here to do something, and but expectations were high from the beginning. We wanted to be where we are right now. That's been always our expectations, even if it hasn't looked like that the last few years. But now we're here now, so we're there, and this just gives us another weapon, I guess, to like go through the last stretch and then hopefully playoffs. Yeah.
Fitzy said yesterday that over the last couple of weeks he's had discussions with you, just sort of talking about the possibility. What were those chats like? And when it finally happens, I'm sure it's all a relief, right?
Yeah, 100% relief, but that's something between me and Fitzy. But that's it. You talk, like you obviously talk, but then it's you read so many things, and that's what I was saying. Like at the end of the day, now it's official, so now it's like the time more to talk about it. Before that, for us players, it's like a lot of people say a lot of things, so just got to keep focusing on hockey and playing. So
does it matter to you where he's put in the lineup?
No. Obviously, I know he's going to do the best he can wherever he's going to put in, and it's a coaching decision.
Nico, can you remember one of the first times that you played with him internationally?
Under 20 World Championship in Helsinki.
What stood out to you then about him?
He was our best player there for sure. He was just drafted by the Sharks, and by that time I think he was still playing in Halifax actually. So yeah, he was our leader there. He was the best player there, and a lot of eyes were on him in that tournament.
When you talked, I'm assuming he said you talked to him yesterday. Could you feel that level of excitement from him?
Yeah, no, he's really excited. Like we obviously talked about it already. Like what if would happen? Like he's really excited to be here and to get this thing going here, and obviously with us as well. Probably good for him too that he knows a couple guys already. And but I already told him like good guys in here. Like he'll feel comfortable really quick. One
of the things he told me yesterday when I talked to him is, I want to win. I hate losing. I mean, that right there is any athlete, but when he's so adamant about it, that fits right into this locker room.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said about him. He's a competitor. He wants to win, and that's something we need in this locker room. We only want winners in here. We don't want anybody that just comes here to play. Losing sucks, so it's good to have a guy like this.
Does it feel better in a sense when you're also bringing in a guy at this time of year when it's not necessarily just a rental, right? Like he's an RFA. That makes a difference, I would imagine.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, obviously that's the goal, to keep him here long term. And like I said, that can be a big piece of the puzzle as well. So hopefully the next few months or wherever it is going to work out something with him. And but I'm sure we're in a positive mindset there.
Could you have ever imagined growing up that you'd one day be on an NHL team with 3 other Swiss guys along with you?
No, obviously not, because back then there was like 2 guys in the NHL. So yeah, it's a great moment for the Devils and Switzerland.
What do you think the news is like back home right now?
I mean, I don't know how crazy it is. I haven't really checked my phone since the trade happened, but I would assume like fans are pretty happy and excited to see that in Switzerland.
How do you? I know Timo's obviously quite a bit older than you, but do you have any experience playing with him or maybe practicing with him at all?
No, not at all. I've never met him. Yeah.
Are you excited about what you know of him as a player that can bring to the play on the ice?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a very skilled guy, and he's got a big body, so I think they'll help the team too, giving it some strength.
Does it, just being someone from back home, is that, you mentioned a little bit before, but exciting, and what sort of emotion goes through your mind when something like that happens?
Yeah, it's exciting, and you look forward to what the future holds, and just excited to get to work.
Lindy, I'm not sure that there's much to talk about today, so just wondering your initial thoughts on the new member of your team.
Well, excited to have him. Obviously we added a guy that's a real good player. You put a real good player in our group and make us a better team. It gives us size. It gives us some, a little bit of a different type of way to score goals. So from our end, really excited to have him to be part of the Devils.
How does he, among those things you said, really transform, but also fit in with what you guys are doing here?
Well, again, he's a big man, skates well. His transition game should work well. Obviously he's going to play in our top 6 and be a big part of the offense. He's having a great year offensively. I know he's been out for a while, so we got to get him back in, get him running again. And but from a standpoint of bringing somebody in that make us a better team, he's going to make us a better team.
One of the things Nico was saying is that the message that everyone gets is that we're here, we're the real deal, we deserve something like this. How important is that for a mentality of a group to be able to go out and get someone like this?
Well, I think there's 2 things. Just like you said, it's the future, it's the message. The message is we've put ourselves in a position that we really feel we can win. He's going to come in. We've said all year long it's about the group. It's about, different guys contributing at different areas of the game. And we've seen that most nights where different guys have got on a roll and helped us win hockey games. And we just need him to be part of the group and help us win hockey games.
Yesterday he said that you and him had a brief conversation. What were sort of some of the things that you got from him, maybe about how excited he was, a new opportunity?
Yeah, no, he was excited. He's getting anxious to get back in and get skating again and practice and be part of our group and be part of the team. And obviously he had mentioned he had talked to Nico, and so he was really excited. I was excited. We didn't talk, a lot of hockey, just getting him here and getting him going.
One thing that you keep mentioning there, which I think is important to caution, that he is injured right now, and it's about needing Timo at his healthiest, at 100% healthy, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. So we don't know when that's going to be. We'll take that day to day. He basically said he's doing pretty good, and he's moving towards being ready to practice and getting ready for games. So, but we want to make sure that he's ready to play, that we're not pushing him into a situation where, he hasn't practiced for quite some time and you're putting him in a bad situation.
Lindy, obviously a solid player, but what does a move like this do, particularly at this time of the season? Can it re-energize a team when you make a move like this?
I think our energy has been good. I think you look at our last game, I thought our energy was back to where we needed it. I think the schedule is as heavy it's going to be. The important part is, we're going to have to go deep into our lineup. When you start playing 7 games in 11 nights and 8 and 13 and back-to-back games, we know that you got to utilize, 4 lines. And, when you put him in the lineup, it makes our lines that much stronger. So if we can save energy by, kind of balancing the lines and getting scoring from different areas, I think that's going to be the big important part for us.
What's the importance of having big, strong, heavy guys like the Palats, the Myers, this time of year in playoffs? Why is that so important?
Well, I think when you see it get down to grind time, games get tougher. Guys get tougher on the puck. Guys that normally maybe aren't quite all in, or all of a sudden all in. And when you watch the first round of the playoffs, I think you see teams that it's a war out there, and you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to battle physically. You've got to be ready to battle through it mentally. And I know, just talking to him, he's excited about the opportunity to be part of a team that should be able to make the playoffs.
We heard the news this morning, Blackwood's on injured reserve. What's your plan for the goaltenders now? Is it to give Schmid more time so he has that, playing time?
Again, where he gets ample, we want Vitek to get ample rest. We know that when we've put him in, he's played good hockey for us, Schmid. So we'll look at the schedule. We'll look at, sometimes we just have our goalie coach, conversation with his goalie and where he's at. Sometimes you think that, every other day isn't bad, but I think sometimes a goaltender mentally, when you start playing 3 and 5 nights, it wears on you. And I think physically it puts him in a position where, you could open you up for injuries. But I think we put a schedule together for every week, and we talk about, where we want, other goalies to drop in and play. But at the same time, we know we need both guys.
Do you have a sense of where Blackwood's timetable might be?
I don't, but I know he's progressing. Every day he's been doing better. I would say, he's right now we've got him, probably a week out from maybe practicing. But there's no set timetable. That's just a guess on my part.
Have you thought about it all, where you might place Meyer in the lines yet?
I mean, he's going to play with. He'll either play with Nico or he'll play with Jack. One of the two. So, it's a discussion we had this morning, and it'll be an ongoing discussion for a little while. When you look at Nico's line right now, that line's gone well. So maybe starting with Jack. I like the familiarity with Nico and maybe him playing together. Helping each other out a little bit, or Nico helping out with the way we play. But I like the dynamic sense of him going up there next to Jack too.
And about another NHLer that was acquired in the trade, Scott Harrington. Any thoughts of his role here?
Depth defenseman for us. Like goalies, you can never have too many D that have NHL games.
With 16 games in the month of March, do you think about doing anything different on the off days?
Yeah, we think about resting more. I'm not being funny at all. It just we've talked about. There's a week there where it's 4 and 6, and that you probably won't practice at all. A little bit similar to what we just went through. Rest is going to be just as vital as trying to get in any type of practice time in.
Have you been in the situation where you've seen good players leave the room at the trading deadline? Just from a personal perspective, how does it feel to know that, all right, we're all in? We're doing this now. I mean, is that personally?
Well, I think it's a lot better feeling in the last couple of years, where you're on the other end of it. That players are moving out. We said we wanted to be a team that, when it came this time of the year, we wanted to play games that count. And we're in a position where every game counts. We can still move up the standings. And the message is, obviously from ownership and management, is we believe in you guys. And, we think that by adding, we can be a better team.
Lindy, when you first started coaching, could you have ever imagined that you'd eventually be coaching a team with 4 guys from Switzerland? And what does it say about the way our game has grown?
Well, I guess the answer is probably no. But, there's a lot of good players around the world now. And a lot of good players come from a lot of different countries. And we just happen to have got, 4 from the same and one of the smaller countries. And, I think on the rare occasion you've seen where, there's been the Russian 5 and Detroit has built a little hub of players, whether they're the Swedes or whether they're the Swiss or whether it's the Canadian folk.
I'll take it.
Or U.S.
Lindy, Your closing thoughts on Fabian Zetterlund and what he meant to this lineup this year?
Played well. Gave us everything he had. I think in what we gained, we lost something. But he gave us everything he had, and he was a big part of where we're at right now.